Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Sensational South. Over the next 30 minutes, we bring you all the big news and newsmakers from South India. Our top story today comes from Tamil Nadu, where the internal war of the AIADMK reached a crucial turning point when the Madras High Court decided in favour of O Panneerselvam. But it has only worsened the rift of O Panneerselvam with E Palaniswami, leaving door open for Sasikala's entry. Is it advantage OPS? We'll discuss that, but first the story.
Supporters of O Panneerselvam celebrating after the Madras High Court ruled in his favour. The court said the appointment of OPS's arch-rival E Palaniswami as AIADMK's General Secretary is not valid. The Madras High Court ordered the party to hold a fresh General Council meeting and stayed resolutions taken in the previous meeting, like expelling OPS and appointing EPS as the interim General Secretary of AIADMK. The dual leadership structure will continue till fresh elections are held. A vindicated OPS is now batting for cooperative leadership, appealing to EPS to join hands and work together to rebuild the party. He also extended an olive branch to Sasikala and TTV Dinakaran.
தீர்ப்பு சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தில் இன்றைக்கு அளிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிற தீர்ப்பு நல்ல தீர்ப்பாக தொண்டர்களுக்கான தீர்ப்பாக இது அமைந்திருக்கிறது. தென்றோட ஆதரவோடும் தமிழக மக்களுடைய அரவணைப்போடும் நாங்கள் தொடர்ந்து நடத்துவோம். வாங்க.
எடப்பாடியோடு சேர்ந்து வேலை செய்ய ரெடியா சார் நீங்க?
23/6/2022க்கு முன்னால் யார் என்னென்ன பொறுப்பில் இருந்தார்களோ அவர்களோடு இணைந்து கைகோர்ந்து இந்த இயக்கத்தை நடத்துவேன்.
But EPS rejected the offer, making it clear that he cannot work with betrayers.
இணையும் சொல்றாரு. எப்படி இணைய முடியும்? இவர்களோடு எப்படி இணைந்து செயல்பட முடியும்? ரவுடிகளும் குண்டர்களை வைத்து ஒரு கட்சிக்கு தலைமை பொறுப்பு வைக்கின்றவர் இவரே இப்படிப்பட்ட செயலில் ஈடுபடுறாரு.
While Sasikala so far has remained tight-lipped, her nephew Dinakaran is not mincing his words.
I don't want to travel with Palaniswami because he doesn't have gratitude. Or in between two, Panneerselvam is a better man.
It was OPS who had become the chief minister when Jayalalitha died in 2016. But her close aide Sasikala picked EPS for the top post. When Sasikala went to jail, EPS and OPS came together and expelled her from AIADMK. Under their dual leadership deal, OPS became the coordinator and EPS the joint coordinator. But EPS argued that decision-making was difficult under dual leadership and it's time for the party to have one leader. While the Madras High Court order is a relief for OPS, he still has to win the support of the party's General Council that expelled him. And with EPS moving the higher bench challenging the verdict, the rift within AIADMK is only worsening by the day.
It's only worsening by the day. Where is it headed? We'll discuss this. We have V. Pugilendi, who identifies himself with the OPS camp, joining us. We have Kovai Satyan, who identifies with the EPS camp, also joining us. I'll come to you first, Mr. Pugilendi. Mr. OPS is talking about a joint leadership, but you've seen the kind of reactions that have come in from Palaniswami. It's very strong in nature. Is there any space for reconciliation at all?
Just see that very important. The Honorable High Court ruled, that is the judgment given, you know very well, against this general body, General Council meeting, what they conducted against the bylaw. They very clearly point out. Another one is this coordinator and joint coordinator, the period, the tenure, 5 years of the term. That is, you cannot do anything. That is specially positive the resolution, the bylaw, as per the 43. This is there in the bylaw, the new bylaw, they changed the bylaw. These things has happened. That is, based on that, High Court has given the judgment. Now, very good judgment, the historical judgment, no doubt about it. After that, after the judgment, we succeeded. Later, that our leader, OPS, invited for compromise. No, because the party 3-4, splitting 4-3 group means.
But do you see any scope for compromise, sir?
He's not at all ready. He
There has been a lot of bitter verbal battle.
Definitely, sir. So once you cannot compromise, how you are going to face the election? You tell me forthcoming election. That forthcoming election, the Lok Sabha his intention to split the party, spoiled everything. Then ADMK will not able to come to the power or whatever may be the forthcoming election. There is a problem, big problem. He is
Okay.
very much Adam.
Mr. Kovai Satyan, Mr. Satyan, EPS might have overwhelming majority within the General Council, but OPS camp says we are on a very strong legal ground. The only way ahead is both of us coming together, working together. Is that a possibility according to EPS?
Before I start, let me clarify. There is nothing called factions in AIADMK. AIADMK is Edappadi Palaniswami, EPS, and Mr. OPS is the rebel. So addressing me as EPS faction, I don't agree to it. I represent AIADMK as its spokesperson.
Okay.
Yeah, it is his rebel's right, individual right to claim his role and responsibilities in the party, having done the much damage. Who claims himself to be the coordinator, takes goons and vandalizes and ransacks his own party office. Never any party in Indian history or the world history has seen such a precedent. And once there is an interim order, this is just an interim order from the High Court. Having received the interim order, next he jumps into the damage control exercise, calling for our leader Edappadi to come and join and work with him for the betterment of the party. Wherein in the course of the case, he had appointed 10, 15, 20 office bearers of the party. And now, in one day, since he had received an interim order in his favor, all were left on the roads. All were left to fend for themselves. So that shows the selfish nature and attitude of this person. And it is there for the last so many years.
But Mr. Satyan, would you agree that within the party there is a mechanism, but this will also get sorted out in the court, and there Mr. OPS seems to be on a stronger wicket? Yes, you've challenged it, but at least in the first verdict that's come out, he's on a stronger wicket.
Look at what the observations made during the proceedings. The judiciary will not involve in the internal affairs of the party. All judiciary was interested were there any events that led to bypassing the bylaws of the party. The rules and regulations laid out by the bylaws, were there any breach? And there were no breach, no such breach. That's why there is an appeal now. It goes by the majority. The majority is with EPS, and he has demonstrated n number of times. There is one case which is run by Sasikala since 2017, challenging the same General Council decision for the last 6 years. And she is alive only in judicial cases and judiciary. Likewise, Mr. OPS will be alive only in judicial cases and judiciary. That's it. Not in the hearts of the cadres or not in the hearts of the people.
Okay, you mentioned Sasikala. That's another aspect in this entire controversy. Mr. Pugilendi, you have OPS now talking about working together. This is including Sasikala and TTV Dinakaran. Few years back, EPS and OPS together ensured that Sasikala is ousted from the party. Many would see this as OPS being opportunistic. How would you respond, sir?
No, this is OPS. Our leader now, OPS inviting everyone, not only the Sasikala, included Mr. Edappadi Palaniswami. Now, what is the problem, sir? That last December, they passed the executive committee meeting and passed the resolution. It was very much okay. Now, unnecessarily creating problem inside the party, and they are telling so many without any reason. They are quoting now that they don't want this man, that man, this man. Like that, there is a problem going on. Yes, no question of majority, because this election commission 2/2017 case, they are given to two leaves party name, everything led by Madhusudanan group, included O Panneerselvam and Semmalai. This Edappadi Palaniswami impleaded in that case, later only that OPS, O Panneerselvam allowed to sign. Both they have signed and issued the A form, B form. That this thing has happened now. They are talking about the MLAs. Who
Mr. Pugilendi, few years back, you had OPS claiming that Sasikala is detrimental to the interest of AIADMK. Now suddenly he wants to work with her. What has changed in the last few years, sir? In fact, she's got convicted in a case, gone to jail, and has come back.
Now Edappadi Palaniswami is also facing the case. The 4,800 rupees scam. That is Supreme Court ordered to the High Court to conduct the inquiry, Chennai High Court, because of the Director of Vigilance Anti-Corruption petition. Because of now they are starting the inquiry.
Okay, this tussle will get over, says Kovai Satyan, but it might not get over anytime soon. This will play out both within the party, in the courts as well. Thank you, Mr. Satyan and Mr. Pugalindi, for joining us. Now, moving to Kerala now, the governor and the government are squaring off once again, and this time it's over a university appointment of a person who's the wife of the Chief Minister's private secretary. What's happening in Kerala? Take a look.
Not only me, the higher education scenario is worry for many.
They are misusing the power for their personal benefits. The governor has upheld the law.
So has the Kerala governor gone overboard, or were there mistakes committed in the whole recruitment process? We'll discuss this. We have guests joining us. We have Vinita Hariharan, who is the Vice President of the BJP Mahila Morcha in Kerala. We have Mr. C.P. Pramod, who's advocate and also a leader of the CPM. I'll come to you first, Mr. Pramod. The governor has said he's also looking at a possibility of probing all other previous appointments that have happened in the last few years. Now you have another candidate approaching the court. Is the government willing to relook at this appointment or the whole process?
See, first of all, the governor should say what the illegality is that is crept in the appointments. As we see, he can, of course, under the Kannur University Statute 1996, of course, he has got a say in the matter, but under Section 7.3, he should probe into that. He should call upon the records, and also he should call upon show cause notice with the concerned party. Then only he can take a decision. Now, it appears that he has taken a decision to freeze the appointments in the first hand. That is primarily, which is illegal. Governors cannot act like that because there is a syndicate which is competent to appoint teachers into the university, and syndicate is an elected body, but governor is holding the office by virtue of his office, of course, but still the governor cannot reserve powers of the syndicate. But of course, if there is an illegality, he can interfere.
So there are two aspects here. One, if the governor has gone overboard. The second aspect is who will probe if there was actually lapses, if there was favoritism in this whole process. Is the government willing to order a probe in that and ensure that they come out with facts, or will it just end up becoming a battle between the governor and the government?
See, apart from the hue and cry, nobody can precisely say what exactly the illegality that is crept in the appointment. Only thing we got from the social media or from other political sources, the allegation is that the appointee, the proposed appointee has got only few marks in the research records, but as far as the interview is concerned, she got more marks than the rival candidate. But it is all under the UGC regulations alone, because UGC, when we go through the UGC regulations 2018, it is stated that for shortlisting of candidates, you have to pursue the research papers published in the name of the candidate, then publications, then of course teaching experience, etc., etc. And the minimum cutoff mark in order to appear in the search list or in the shortlist is only, in order to figure in the shortlist, is only 75. And it is admitted that she got more than double of the cutoff mark, and afterwards everything is governed under the interview marks. That is a UGC regulation. So if UGC regulation is to that effect, we are also helpless. Governor is also helpless. Only UGC can say whether that is being complied or not. UGC has not come with any such
Only
arguments.
the UGC can clear things here, says the CPM. Vinita Hariharan, do you believe that somewhere the governor should have given a show cause notice to all parties involved before taking this decision?
No, I think this is a high time that the governor takes a stand on such issues, because on several issues the governor has been quite, taking an objective view on things. But I think this is a time, it's also symbolic. This particular decision is symbolic of the fact that it is also resonating with the Prime Minister's announcement in the ramparts of, the Independence Day speech, in which he said that, nepotism would be curbed at its, it would be nipped in its bud. And so I think, so this is, it's actually a symbolic gesture. And if you look at the brass tacks of this case also, we know that the marks of the lady who was selected is actually, very, very, much below the candidate who was actually
But CPM says there is absolutely no report that actually puts this out in white and black.
No, there is evidence to the effect that shows that her marks were actually, 156, whereas the actual candidate who was supposed to take the post was 651. But anyway, we won't get into the nitty-gritties of this. But then it is actually symbolic of the fact that we need to.
We are running out of time. Thank you, Mr. Pramod. Thank you, Vinita Hariharan. This isn't the last that we are hearing in this entire controversy. Perhaps the UGC and the High Court will have to give some clarity. Time now for a short break, but on the other side, we'll get you more stories from South India.